What's that? Oh, 6G is gonna have an actual identical digital twin of basically every single city in the entire country. It's gonna have the capabilities of tracking every movement that happens. Tell me more! This is wild. 6G, of course, they're working on it right now. It will be coming out in 2030. Stranger to have. I don't know why, but it seems a little odd. And then they're gonna make it to where it has a digital twin of every single city, and you're going to be able to track and monitor every single movement that happens in the country. Well, that's wonderful. But then they're also going to make it have the ability to be able to communicate with people in a holographic form. Meaning you'll be able to see somebody in holographic form, be talking to them, but of course they will not be there. They can be in an entirely different country. So this all sounds like a lot of fun, and I can't wait to have digital twins of entire cities from 6G.
It's official, lab-grown meat is now federally approved to be in grocery stores, and the companies funding it are the same corporate giants that dominate the conventional meat supply. Tyson Foods, Cargill, and ADM are some of the top financial backers, while the list of the top 4 US meatpacking companies looks awfully similar, which is Tyson Foods, Cargill, JBS, and National Beef owning 85% of the beef supply. Tyson Foods and Cargill investing in synthetic meat is much more dangerous than it even sounds, and it's not because of the actual health of that lab-grown meat. It's because it's even better for corporate profits than dominating the conventional meat supply, as it's patented, controllable, scalable, and could effectively be owned by even a single company. But despite federal approval and billions in investment, cultivated meat remains too expensive for mainstream adoption, but the price is coming down. The first lab-grown burger was sold in 2013 for $330,000 per pound, but by 2021, Believer Meats had reduced that to approximately $750 for a quarter pound of chicken. Before these companies truly reach scale, it is fundamental for us to understand why the same corporate giants who own the food supply are investing in this. The right solution in buying regenerative meat from a local cattle rancher cannot be patented, which is why consumers need to support this system instead of lab-grown.
What's that? Oh, there's a parasite that's sweeping the nation right now called cyclosporiasis, and it's taking people weeks to recover. Tell me more. Of course, it's a microscopic parasite, and the problem is health officials do not know where it's originating from, and so they don't know where to stop this. Symptoms include headaches, cramps, trips to the bathroom that happen over and over, as well as dehydration. Since we don't know where this is coming from or what foods this is coming from, the health officials are talking about certain foods you can avoid in the meantime to try to avoid getting this parasite. But what you want to avoid are bagged lettuce. What you want to do is you want to get a head of lettuce, you want to cut the outside of it out, and then you want to wash it. The other big one is raspberries, because this parasite can hide in the little crevices and it's hard to clean those out. Even if you do a good job, there's a likelihood it could still be in there. Cooking these could actually help get rid of it though if you're making jams and things of that nature. The other ones you may want to avoid right now are cilantro and basil. Good news is this isn't generally human-to-human transmission, so it's likely just a cause of certain food. What's that? Oh, a study was done to figure out exactly what happens to somebody's brain when they're sleep deprived, and then what happens to somebody's brain on creatine when they're sleep deprived, and the findings are incredible. Tell me more! The study is absolutely awesome because what they figured out, they took 2 groups of people, and what they did is they sleep deprived them. They actually made them not sleep for 26 hours total. Then they put them through some mental gymnastics and different things like that to see how their cognitive abilities are. Of course, at this point, their brains are fried. For the ones that did not have the creatine, of course, they struggled significantly trying to remember things, trying to recall things. Anything to do with actually using their brain was deeply, deeply impacted because of the sleep deprivation. But what was wild is the people that actually had a high dose of creatine, which was between 20 and 25 grams, were still quick on their feet and had no issues with the brain cognitive activity. So it's like they supercharged their brains, plus put on armor to protect it from the sleep deprivation.
Ya la ha dado, ya la ha dado, ya la ha dado. Se le mete al fuego a la casa y la mujer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Wilfried de Brouwer. I'm a retired Major General of the Belgian Air Force, and I was Chief Operations in the Air Staff at the time that an exceptional UFO wave took place over Belgium.
The nature of this sighting was such that people identify a large triangular platform with very intensive spotlights and also hovering, being static at a certain moment, being able to fly at very low speeds and then accelerating to very high speeds in seconds. In addition, these objects didn't make any noise. It was only a humming noise.
Were there ever any inquiries from the American government to the Belgian Air Force regarding unidentified flying objects?
Yes, well, some informal inquiries, but nothing formal. I would have liked to see a formal request, but some people came to my office and asked about this phenomenon and also what we thought about it. And asked to have a copy of a video which was taken by one of the aircraft which tried to intercept one of these objects. And I said, yes, you can have a copy, providing there is a formal request. And we never received a formal.
Imagine Egyptian gods. What if those are aliens trying to look like creatures that are on Earth? So it's easier and you won't get as scared because it's something you can resemble. Because if it drops down here and it looks like some bullshit,
but if it looks like a cat,
like, oh, I know what a cat is.
I know what a cat looks like, but
and you understand cats are friendly. That's what I'm saying. So that's why they try to not camouflage themselves, but assimilate to things that we would like.
Crazy.
And that's how they're able to communicate with us, because they want to like chill us out. Imagine you didn't know what the hell a bunny rabbit was. Not even a bunny rabbit. Let's say a jellyfish. You never seen a jellyfish in your life, and then you're in the water and you see one. Like, what the fuck is that?
100%.
You'd be scared, right? Especially if there's nothing else in the sea like it.
Yeah.
So in the same sense, if an alien came down, it looked insanely like irregular, we would be so shocked. We'd be out of
the USS Liberty. If you wouldn't mind starting at the beginning and telling us the story of the USS Liberty.
Many of us survivors believe that we were set up by our own government. False flag operation. Sink the ship. No survivors. Blame it on Egypt. Get the United States involved on the side of Israel against her neighbors. Admiral Lawrence Larry Geist ordered aircraft to come to our aid. Planes were launched from the USS Saratoga. Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara ordered them returned. Admiral Geist said, I want to exercise my authority and hear that from higher authority. The president said, get those aircraft back. I will not have my allies embarrassed. They were using unmarked aircraft and we did not know who was attacking us. How did the president? The number 2 man in the US CIA at the time was James Angleton. He was a double agent, Israeli Mossad.
James Jesus Angleton was also clearly involved in the Kennedy assassination, the beneficiary of which was, of course, Lyndon Johnson and Israel.
Fourth round of UFO files just dropped, and boy, are things getting interesting. Check these two out for starters.
What the heck is that thing?
And believe it or not, this photo drop actually even included photos outside of the space station, and even a couple straight from the Mars rover. So what do you guys think? Are we looking at photos and videos here of potential breakaway civilization, or is it something different going on? Let me know in the comments down below. Truth Bros Matt.
Justin Bieber is performing at the World Cup halftime show this year, guys. Now, I'm not sure why he would choose this picture out of all pictures. He even posted this on his Instagram. Something's going on here, guys, and I was just thinking about him holding a soccer ball maybe, right? But instead, he chose this picture. Word is he's performing July 19th halftime show for the FIFA World Cup. I'm looking forward to this, and all of his fans are as well. But most people are just wondering, why would he use this picture? I mean, it makes more sense for him to hold like a soccer ball or something like that, something that has to do with the FIFA World Cup. But instead, he chose this picture and he posted this on his social medias, and everything is okay. Something's going on here, guys. I'm not sure who chose that picture. Was it him? Was it someone else? But it just has nothing to do with soccer and the World Cup. Don't you agree? People are saying this. I could care less what picture he used, but something's going on, guys. This is kind of strange. That's all I'm saying. Maybe I'm overlooking this. Maybe this was the only picture that he could have used. But of course, guys, entertainment purposes only. That's just my opinion and everybody else's opinion. That's why I'm touching on this topic. But he will be performing at the halftime show for the World Cup on July 19th. Who knows? I don't know. Let me know. I knew it. I knew it. I'm telling you. Shh, don't you ever say it. Something is going on here, guys. I told you about the woods. I told you. Could it be? Could it be that that's how it goes when you're in the woods? People always say the truth is hidden in movies. I've been saying it for the longest, bro. Something is going on in the woods. And nobody's usually out there, so it makes sense. Just imagine that. You walking by a place that looks like straight woods, but it's a hidden door. What's going in there and what's coming out of there? Shut up! This is wild. And it got me thinking. Because we don't know what's in the woods, just like we don't know what's in the ocean. We don't know. We're in the city. Let's not forget that. The A's are in the W. And the A's are in the W, if you know what I mean. Who's this? Ah! Who is this lady right here doing that with her eye? Because she's the reason why the door opened. I'm just playing around, guys. Entertainment purposes only. That's not true. Ain't nothing in the woods but some deers and some bears and some bobcats and some squirrels. Who knows? I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'm out. Here we go again. How are these mascots hitting these type of shots? They don't play for the NBA. Something is going on here, guys, and I know you know what it is. People been talking about those magnets. And this looks magnetic. Allegedly, right? Because how are they making these shots backwards without even looking on the first try? Come on, guys. This is more proof that the NBA is scripted. Even the mascots hitting jump shots like they play for the NBA. You cannot make this stuff up, bro. Wow. What do you think? The mascots don't gotta follow the script? Everybody knows. Everybody must follow protocol. They're showing you right to your face that there's possibly magnets involved, aka scripted, because how are those mascots able to hit those type of shots? Think about it. Now, don't try that at home. These are professionals that are doing these things. Let's not forget that. These are professional script followers. Enough is enough. Everybody knows. They made it so obvious. How do they make those shots without even looking on the first try? It's all a part of the show, aka entertainment. Are you entertained? How much more proof do you need that the NBA is scripted and this is all entertainment? People go to these games and wear these jerseys. Guys go with their girlfriends. Their girlfriend wears another guy's name on their jersey. Something is going on here, bro. And I don't know anything. Maybe I'm overreacting. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think about this, because I don't know how those mascots will handle shots. I'm out.
The parasite that I discussed in previous videos that is causing explosive diarrhea all across the United States you need to start avoiding some of these foods so you don't become a victim of it as well. And that list includes many types of berries that include blueberries, blackberries, strawberries. And one thing you're going to need to do if you do plan on eating them is wash them thoroughly. Also, greens have made the list, and that includes that bag salad that people like to grab off of store shelves. Also, broccoli as well. Once again, if you do want to eat it, you need to clean it thoroughly. And green herbs are also on the list. Parsley, cilantro, and even basil. And if you haven't seen it for yourself, Taco Bell has pulled a lot of those ingredients because they use them in their food. And as you can see from this Mark Safe from Explosive Diarrhea starter pack, which makes a lot of sense right now, wash everything thoroughly. I'll step out of the way so you can look at it for yourself. And here are a few steps to help you reduce your risk of getting Cyclospora. Wash your hands before preparing or eating food. Rinse produce before eating or cooking. Refrigerate perishable foods promptly. And once again, these are the symptoms of Cyclospora. It's more than food poisoning. Cyclospora can cause a variety of symptoms, including severe diarrhea, stomach cramps, nausea, fatigue, weight loss. Without treatment, symptoms can last for weeks or even months. And experts are also saying that if you plan on eating meat, make sure you cook it well done. Cook it well done. And also, if you enjoy eggs, make sure you cook them thoroughly as well. You know how a lot of people do over easy or sunny side up and it's runny? You don't want it runny. Make sure it's cooked thoroughly. So make sure you follow those steps to keep you and your family safe and not sick. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you. So Cape Coral, Florida is currently on another level. And why do I say that? Because after installing flock cameras on almost every single pole in Cape Coral, Florida, Cape Coral, Florida is now pondering the thought of putting AI mobile cameras on trash trucks. You heard what I said, AI-powered mobile cameras on trash trucks. Have a listen to this for yourself. Listen.
Put cameras on trash trucks that drive up and down every single street. And that software has the ability to identify bad roofs, broken windows. We could easily, if we deploy this, we could look at saying, tell us when there's construction material at the curb.
Listen to this.
Because if someone's got an entire tub and a kitchen at their curb, it's likely they're doing a remodel that needs a permit.
So you heard what he just said. Surveillance of your property. If you got a messed up roof, broken windows, or if you are doing renovations in your property and you kind of throw out a bathtub or a sink or something, they're going to come and knock on your door and go, hey, do you have a permit? Now, this is not official yet for Cape Coral, Florida, but they are looking into the software. The one problem that they did mention they would have is if they did put these on trash trucks and, for example, they got 7,000 different type of things to look at, they don't have the manpower to go out to every single home and knock on every single door. But keep this in the back of your mind. They started with flock cameras on every pole, and now they're thinking about putting AI mobile cameras on the back of trash trucks. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments, and as always, I'd love to hear from you. How dangerous of a situation you might find yourself in because of a flock camera. And why do I say that? Because a guy in Minnesota that reviews vehicles was driving around when all of a sudden he was swarmed by police. And when they stopped him, they told him that a flock camera detected that his license plate was stolen. You heard what I said. They said the plate was stolen. Have a look at this video for yourself. Look at
Can you come out to me, please? Yes? Okay, is this your car?
It's complicated. Can I explain it?
You can explain it, yes.
I review cars for a living. I fly around the world, review cars. I have a different car every single week.
The reason you have 4 cops here is because your license plate is registered as stolen license plates in our system.
Are you serious?
That's why Flock has been reading it, because it's popping up as a stolen plate. Okay.
Got it. So this was picked up somewhere by Flock. Cameras that read my license plate now twice in the last couple of days. And it picked up and flagged it for the cops. You guys been searching for this car.
So you just saw the body cam footage of the interaction with the police and heard the police tell him Flock picked it up as it was stolen. That's why they were dispatched. The good thing for him in this story was the police gave him a chance to explain, and they listened. But what if that circumstance was different and the police were aggressive and they did not give him a chance to explain because the plate came up stolen, right? What if something serious would have occurred in that situation? Luckily for him, it didn't. But once again, it would all be due to a misidentification by a flock camera. Many people that commented on the video claimed that it was a violation of our Fourth Amendment and that flock cameras should be federally banned due to what you just saw in that video. So I guess my question to you is, how do you feel about that situation? Do you believe that flock cameras should be banned, or they should be allowed to stay and we just deal with whatever information they pull up on you? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments, and as always, I'd love to hear from you. There's another children's video that's out there that's causing quite a stir and controversy. And why do I say that? Because the video is about letters and food that's associated with it. The problem that individuals are having is the way the woman presented it. Have a look at the video for yourself. Pay attention. Take a look at what she's doing in the video after she says, "in my mouth." That's what people are complaining about. She starts off innocently, as you can see, where she's going to eat the nut. And then people are also talking about her eyes, the way they look after she does that. Watch the video one more time. I don't see much of a fuss about this myself because why? It's about food. And that's exactly what you're supposed to do with food. I don't know about that reaction right there. So my question to you is, do you think this one is inappropriate for children? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And as always, I'd love to.
Again, human plus human doesn't equal giant. But a celestial, how come every mythology has demigods? All right, you have a Sumerian and Mesopotamian mythology, a well-known figure by the name of Gilgamesh, who some say is another name for Nimrod. Gilgamesh was 2/3 God, 1/3 man. That's a demigod. What about Hercules? Actual name was Heracles from Greek mythology, meaning glory of Hera, because Hera was Zeus's sister wife. And he was born Alceus. That was his name. But he changed his name to Heracles because he wanted to be pleasing to Hera because she hated him. Why does she hate him? Because Zeus cheated on a human woman. A god mated with a human woman and gave birth to a demigod, half man, half god. Why do multiple mythologies have these accounts? Could it all be traced back to Genesis 6, verses 1 through 4, when celestial creatures encountered terrestrial creatures and gave birth to aberrant devil worshiper? Is a theist. They believe in the devil. They believe he exists, and they overtly worship him. And then you have the sneaky ones, the Luciferians. Luciferians believe in wisdom. They believe in enlightenment.
Yeah.
Their belief system is tied directly to Freemasonry.
Yes. There it is.
Luciferians actually believe that Lucifer was tried unfairly.
Yes.
That he should be fully exonerated. He should be given a fair deal, a retry. And so they're only focused on that aspect of him. Well, we know how deceptive that is. I mean, this is the devil still doing what the devil does. It's amazing how 4 little scriptures can cause such ruckus. Genesis 6 verses 1 through 4. And this happens in the days of Noah. How does it read? Sons of God went into the daughters of men. They knew them, meaning they knew them sexually. They took wives for themselves. They had children. And the Bible says there were giants in those days and also afterward. It says when the sons of God went into the daughters of men, they gave birth to giants, Nephilim in the Hebrew. It says they were the mighty men of old, men of renown, men of fame.
Something strange, yes strange, was spotted in Western Canada near Vancouver. Obviously not in the city of Vancouver, British Columbia, when you see the pictures. but out like in the forest near Vancouver. Let me just show you. So, do you notice anything at the top of that hill? What about now that I circled it for you? Do you see it? Is that just somebody peeking, or is it something else? Now, from that first look, it's kind of hard to make out what that is. So let's look closer. Okay, this doesn't really help, but it's definitely weird, whatever it is. And some people are saying this could be a Bigfoot, a Sasquatch. But I have a different opinion. Maybe it's more like a hills have eyes situation. You know, where like a Kid family is living in the wilderness on its own. Or like the movie Wrong Turn, where they got stuck in the forest and they met a Kid family that lives on their own. Let's check again, but this time even closer. Well, that's definitely a humanoid, and whether it's a Bigfoot or a hills have eyes, wrong turn type situation, we can't know for sure. But whatever it is, it's skeet scat and shabdabbing through the forest taking peeks at people. But let me know what you think this could be, because to tell you the truth, there's a lot of possibilities on this one. And the way to let me know is in the comment section. Shabba-da-booshkis, shabba. I want to give you a warning, because what I'm about to show you is pretty scary. It's a picture from the 50s, about 70 years old, of a family, and there's some kind of paranormal entity in it, whether it's a ghost, a demon, or a spirit. And this picture has never been disproven. Nobody can tell exactly what it is, but they know it wasn't faked. But like I said, this is a warning, because that picture's pretty scary. Here it is. You see the family, or the two ladies sitting there holding the kids? Look above my head. Do you notice something now? Do you see something now? That's like a person hanging upside down. That's like some kind of person or an apparition or a demon or a ghost or a spirit. And those kids, they have no reaction to that thing whatsoever. Because I think that only appeared on the picture. They didn't see that in real life. It only came up on the picture. Now you gotta remember, this is from the 1950s, when you had to go and have film developed. No digital cameras, no Polaroids, if you remember what those are. So in my opinion, it's extremely doubtful that this thing was faked. Just look at the kids' faces. If that was faked, they're not reacting to it. Now, like I said, that photo's from the 1950s. And it's from Texas. It's called the Cooper family photo because it's the Cooper family in the photo. And also, like I said before, that's one of the most convincing paranormal images anybody's ever seen. Because you had to develop the film to see it. So unless they put something up there and didn't react to it, then this, right up there, is a ghost or a demon or a spirit or something like that. But tell me what you think. Let me know your opinion down in the comments section. Shabba-da-booshki.
Absolutely horrifying news as a 4-year-old girl is killed by her parents and her body is dissolved by chemicals. And then the parents dumped the remains in a creek. So this was 4-year-old Javiah Harris of Aiken County, South Carolina. Her parents killed her and then dissolved her body in industrial chemicals. They then took the body and poured what remained of her into a creek. Yes, poured the remains of her body into a creek. Here's the parents. I won't mention their names because they're not worthy to be mentioned. These two pieces of shit, we'll just say pieces of shit, decided to kill her, dissolve the body in industrial chemicals, pour what remained into a creek, and then call the police and say that she went missing. Now here's another image of the little girl that the parents murdered. And the parents were charged with murder by child abuse. So hopefully they get the death penalty. That would be really fantastic if they did. Not only that, but the mother refused to get medical attention for her in the past as well. Seems to be a very common thing lately with parents murdering their young children. What the fuck is wrong with people? So let's give this mother and father the help they need by firing Squad if possible. Hey, what's up, America? Donald Trump orders a pause to the bombing in Iran. So after several days of the United States military pounding giggity Iran, it looks like the United States has decided to pause the bombing. So Donald Trump didn't actually say why the bombing was being paused, only that it was being paused for a little while. He didn't say when it would start back up or if the Iranian government was involved in negotiations with the United States behind the scenes. Now, we have heard that several Gulf state members are trying to go through back channels into Iran to try to put messages of peace to try to quell the conflict. Maybe that could be part of it. Maybe it's a request from Israel or our Gulf state neighbors that tell us, hey, let's stop this for a minute and try to get peace involved. Or maybe Donald Trump and the United States military are ramping up to give Iran one final blow that will take out the government and usher in a free Iran once and for all. Whatever it is, there's a pause in the bombing with Iran, so I'm not sure how long this will last, but it's different from the last 3 or 4 days, that's for sure. So does this mean we've won? Does this mean Iran's out? Or like I said, are they planning for even greater attacks? We'll find out coming up.
Presidents go into office often with dark hair, and they come out with grey hair. And usually one does not age that quickly in 8 years. We see the same in the Premier League with football managers. They walk in on that first day, they look very sprightly and energetic. And 2 years later, they have grey hair, bags under their eyes, wrinkles, and they look like they've aged 10 years. So you're telling me actually that the real secret to anti-aging, if there was one, is this.
Is the proper allocation of energy. So if you don't waste energy stressing out about the future and the past, and you can spend more time in the moment not being overly reactive to things, which is kind of a lifelong effort, then more of that precious energy can go towards anti-aging.
If I get more energy, does that mean that there's less likelihood that we're going to run out of energy when it comes to my hair follicles being black or grey?
Yeah. The thing is, it doesn't look like we have that flexibility. Like, if you want to have more energy and you want to age more slowly, eating more is not going to give you more energy.
So is there anything I can do to have more energy available?
You can become more efficient.
And how does one become more efficient then?
There's a few things that we know makes organism more efficient. One is exercising. The process of getting ready to go through a high resistance, gym session is that you make more mitochondria, right? Your muscles get bigger and stronger, and your heart becomes more efficient, and your arteries, become softer, and you develop, the confidence that you can do this well, and then it becomes rewarding. It becomes enjoyable. So all of these things, now that you're off the gym session, right? You spend an hour in the gym telling the body, this is what we're going to do in the future, and then the body's like, okay, I'm going to get ready. If there's a fixed energy budget, the only way really to get ready for this is to become more efficient. So by having more mitochondria, by having a more fluid and kind of flexible cardiovascular system, and by putting in place all of these changes, decreasing inflammation, right? All of these things make more energy available. It decreases the energetic cost of doing the activity, and then there's more energy available for anti-aging, growth, maintenance, and repair, vitality. So I suspect that's why you burn more energy when you exercise, but you feel like you have more, and you don't actually have more. The feeling that you have more energy is simply energy flowing more smoothly through this thing.